All right, friends, as you just heard from Jay McDonald, instead of focusing on the basics of education, so many of today's schools also mix age inappropriate books, gender unicorns, gender bred people, and sexual assault cover ups with just a typical reader. This stuff is just inserted in the midst of reading, writing, and arithmetic, so to speak. And as we see over and over again, school districts are all too often involved in efforts to undermine parental rights. They're involved in efforts to literally fail to protect our children, our kids. And then, most alarming, among they try to drive out people who stand up to do the right thing. I mean, all of this put together is an absolute disaster that's happening in our educational system, and it is going to result in horrible outcomes. Joining me now to dive into this further is FRC's Senior Fellow for Education Studies, Meg Kilgannon. Meg, thank you again for joining us. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jody. It's good to see you.
Great to see you. All right, first off, your reaction to what we just heard from Jay McDonald.
Well, I wish that I was shocked. I am horrified. This is exactly the sort of thing that's been going on all across the country. Parents go to school board meetings, they question material that's in the library, for example, or material that's actually assigned reading in a curriculum that they feel is not age appropriate for not just their child, but really for all the children in the class, perhaps. And the school board officials and the administration is oftentimes just not interested in accommodating those concerns. And they sort of have the attitude of, we're the experts and we know what's best for your kids. And they know that they can kind of wait you out. You probably only have one or two kids in the school system, and you're going to cycle those through, and eventually you'll be gone, right, as the complainer. And
Yeah.
so it's been nice to see a sustained and consistent and continuous pushback on these things, and that this is a phenomenon that's happening all over the country and is starting to get media coverage. It's really a positive step forward, even though it's a terrible topic.
Yeah, it is a terrible topic, and it's embarrassing to read. It's infuriating to read. The more I learn about this stuff, the more upsetting it is. And you just said something that really hit home, where in essence you basically said we're seeing these elite individuals somehow adopt a belief that they are more qualified to make decisions than parents are. In fact, California is a horrible situation right now. We have a teacher there in California, a Christian, who was recently fired because she refused to lie to parents in regard to this whole social transitioning that's taking place at school. And she was instructed to keep it quiet. Don't let the parents know about this. And she was fired. Tell us about that situation.
Right. This is very similar to a situation in Loudoun County as well. We don't have legal documents yet in this case in California, but this is an elementary school teacher who's teaching a PE. And so she's probably also teaching health curriculum at the same time. And she, as a Christian, said that she just simply could not go along with pronouns. But more importantly, she couldn't go along with any attempt to hide a situation like this from a child's parents, which I think is also a really important part of this case. And so she apparently has been fired, and it'll be interesting to see how the state of California responds. In Loudoun County, when a young teacher, a PE teacher stood up against this,
Tell everybody where Loudoun County is.
Loudoun County, you can see it from my back porch. Loudoun County is in Northern Virginia. Here, it's
Okay.
a suburb of Washington, D.C. And so Tanner Cross in Loudoun County had a similar issue, and his contract was not renewed, and he actually did sue the school system and is reinstated and is teaching now in that county. So, well, it'll be interesting to see what the situation is in California. I expect it'll be a little bit different. for a California teacher than for a Virginia teacher. I hope. Anyway, but
Yeah.
Loudoun has had a lot of issues lately.
Yeah, but listen to this. I mean, here we are in this one program in a matter of 10 minutes. We have gone from Alaska to California to Virginia. I mean, these type of cases of an assault on our children in the public school system is happening nationwide.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned Loudoun County there. I mean, they have been hiding a case involving a sexual assault. They have been hiding that, and
Right.
and in fact, I have a clip here. I want to let's if you can play clip 5 here real quickly.
To continue to bury the truth in what occurred throughout the horrific sexual assaults in 2021 does not demonstrate justice, integrity, or service. It exudes self-preservation. We have a duty to serve constituents with integrity. And the only way to see that through is to unapologetically and courageously embrace sharing the truth and to release this report with any necessary redactions to protect minor confidentiality.
That was Tiffany Polifko. She is one of the good ones on the
She
school
is.
board in Loudoun County. And listen, she's right on. We've got to be honest and transparent. Parents need to know what's going on. So what's the reasoning with this school board to keep the report that she was referring to secret?
So the report that she's referring to was ordered by the school system itself. It's a case of them investigating themselves. And, the public suspects that they didn't do a good job investigating themselves, and that's why they don't want to release the report, right? Or conversely, if they did do a fairly decent job, maybe even in trying to hide some things, there are some inconvenient facts that they don't want to have released. And it is an election year in that county. In 2023, the school board members will be up for reelection. So
Wow.
this is a very inconvenient time for them. And so they don't want to release this report. And it is just incredibly insulting to the citizens of the county, to the other. There are many good people working in Loudoun County Public Schools, and they are all besmirched by this kind of behavior of a few people in that county. And so it would really be in everyone's best interest to be as transparent as possible and release this report. But you saw in the vote that that school board is not going to do it.
6-3. Yeah, listen, and you said it's an inopportune time for the school board, but it is a great opportunity for the voters to do something about this. And, it looks to me like there's a number of the members of the school board probably ought to be voted out. But this, like you said, we've got less than a minute. You said this is in your backyard. Do you have any idea overall how the community reacted to the decision?
The community was very disappointed that the report was not released. And I hope that we'll be able to see some turnover on that school board, and that we will see in Loudoun County that what we have seen all across the country in terms of parents acting out to take back their school boards. We have resources at www.frc.action/schools. And so we hope that you'll visit there and consider a run for school board yourself.
Meg Kilgannon, thank you so much for joining us on Washington Watch and for staying on top of this. Hats off to you. Thank you for joining us on Washington Watch this evening.
Thank you.